If you have been struggling to get sales from your design work or understanding what you really need to do to make money, I have the workshop for you. On September 23rd, I'm hosting my first ever Profitable Designer Workshop. This 1-day, 3-hour workshop is only $97, but I have a discount for all my podcast listeners. Go to carinagardnercourses.com/profit and put in the code podcast for $50 off. I can't wait to see you more profitable. Hey guys, today on the podcast, I have Diane Rooney. She is a Design Suite member who is actually now on our team. And today we are going to talk about squads. All the time, I get the question, like, what is a squad meeting? And we incorporate them into the program because we really felt that they were an important piece that so many designers were missing when it comes to community. Diane is actually in charge of our squad. She's the moderator for them. So she's hearing everything that the members are saying. Diane, I would love for you to talk about like what happens in a squad meeting. What does it look like?
Yes, so initially we started the squad meetings as a way of giving a space to our members to be able to network, but also for accountability. So when the meetings start, we always like to give everyone an opportunity to share their wins, because I feel like it's important that we start off on a really positive way. We encourage them for their design wins, but actually even just a personal win is really important, because for some, even just turning up for that meeting can be really hard. So the fact that they've turned up is really important. Then we go on to, if there is accountability, if we've discussed something the previous month, then we'll go through that. And then we generally open up for any of them to either ask about topics, so any topics they want to talk about, or if they have questions. And I like to encourage them to help each other. So rather than me just answer all the questions, it's really important that they're helping each other. And that's exactly what happens.
Yeah, I think that people need to, because I'm in a mastermind where we get together and there's not coaching. Diane's not coaching them in this situation. She's there as support, but they are supposed to be learning how to help each other. So it's kind of in my head when we started this, the whole thing is like when you teach your kid to like be able to pull down their own cereal and get their own bowl and get their own spoon and pour their own cereal, so that, you know, if you teach them that when they're 3, 4, 5, 6, that by the time they're 6 or 7, you're not pouring cereal anymore. That was my hope.
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
It is very much like that, and it's really encouraging actually, because they do talk amongst themselves, they do ask each other questions, and the important thing as well is they're all at different levels. So we have design members that have come into Design Suite that know nothing about Illustrator. They are literally starting. They might be a fine artist, or they've just, for their whole life, they've wanted to create and design, but they've only now got the opportunity to make it a career or a business. And then you've got people like myself, where we are, you know, several years into designing, and, you know, I would say expert in Illustrator, although honestly we are all still learning the software as well. So because there's that cross section, it means we literally can help each other, and you get a different perspective. And like we had a member recently who has had many years of design experience and been like in social media and various other aspects of business, but not necessarily Illustrator stuff. So she was able to actually, we were talking about social media, and she was able to come in and give other suggestions. So there's all those different aspects of business as well as the actual core coursework that we talk about. So that's really exciting and good for all of them.
Yeah, I agree. And I think one of the things that squads allow us to do is utilize everybody's strengths. Because just like you're talking about, everybody does come into the program with different strengths. We have someone who is an an amazing calligrapher and she understands typography and she's doing font design and stuff, but we're kind of teaching her Illustrator, getting her business part going. And that is her strength. And she comes in and she can talk to everybody about typography. Same with the other person you're talking about who has a great social media following, and she gets to come in and talk about what's going right there. And I think, I think so often in programs, everybody looks to like the CEO or the main designer, which is me, and goes, you have to know everything. And I think I've said this to you a few times before, Diane. I'm like, I don't know everything. I know a lot. I know how to get your business started. I know how to guide you, but I do not know everything. And so the power of Design Suite comes from that community of strengths, don't you think?
Yeah. And it's connection. So all that connection means that they are connecting on a level that's not just around the teaching. So they're learning from each other, but more importantly, they're building an infrastructure, if you like, that supports each other in it, because it also means that some might come in and be really, really quiet. For example, we have some really quiet ones, but then they feel supported when they do start speaking. And so it's also a place of kindness as well. I would say that we've been really fortunate that everyone is so kind and supportive. So each one of those little nuances and the little nuggets that each person brings in, and you know what, I don't think many of them realize how valuable they really are, because of the little nuggets.
Isn't that amazing?
That they
don't realize how valuable they are. It is crazy.
Yeah. But you add all those nuances, those little nuggets, and together that kind of makes a whole that kind of holds all of us up. So it's really important and really good, as well as the accountability. So that helps as well. And it also follows on from your mentor meetings. So I encourage them as well when they're really struggling on something, whether it's their logo they're looking at, or whether it's something in Illustrator or Photoshop they're struggling with, or doing their fabric collection and they're just stuck, or they need some critique. I always encourage them, submit to the mentor meeting so we can then follow up the following month. And so that ends up really encouraging them.
Yeah, I love it. You said a couple of things there. The first is Diane was talking about how kindness is important. We are probably one of the few, if there are any, design communities out there that spends most of our time talking about being kind. I actually was talking to someone who said that they had just been to another program where it was more of a graphic design program. And the person who was in charge was like, it's all about the hustle. And like, you've got to get it and you have to win and all this other stuff. And I was thinking, he was saying, your community is really unique. And I didn't think this was the case, but he said your community is very unique in that one of your emphasis is kindness and sharing and like building together, because women can be very catty. And then hearing about some of these other graphic design programs, I know we're a surface pattern and crafting program for design, but like how it's like almost like set up to like you're fighting for your spot in the world. And I just don't believe that's the case. I don't think you have to fight for your spot. So actually we have 5 core values at our company, and our 5th one is kindness, because I like it on our team and I like it for our members.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely vital. And I think as women, we do have that tendency to be catty and to be envious as well, and think that we're being left behind somehow. But I think promoting community over competition, which is in essence that's what we're doing, is really helping all of the women to actually thrive in that environment, and no matter what stage they're at, because we're all at different stages, we're all learning. I would argue that every one of us, even yourself, you've said many times, we are all learning. None of us know it all. And we need to keep doing that, but we're all at different stages of that. So it's important that we have that community over competition, so they feel encouraged and they feel that they've got that place.
Yeah, 100%. Diane will do something, or someone will bring something to a virtual conference. I'll be like, I have never seen that before, ever, and so that's the thing about the software. That's the thing about, being in a community, is that you get the ability to see a lot of different things. And just because I've been around designers for so long, I just have seen more, and I'm able to put that into our experience here in Design Suite. But that's why I know we can be kind. I also know this: if you're listening to this and you're a designer who isn't in a community, first of all, I'm going to recommend you go find yourself a community. Whether you're in Design Suite or somewhere else, you need to go find yourself community, because here is the thing I know. If you are part of a community, your ability to thrive is so much bigger than being alone. Those that are alone do not make it in the same way that those are in the communities that they are. And some people are in communities that I wouldn't even say they would call it communities. So for example, I would never before this said, oh, I'm like part of a community. I wouldn't have said that. But then when I think about it, I'm like, well, I had a huge team of designers, or I know every designer over at Echo Park, and I talk to those designers on the regular. Like, we don't think of that as community, but one of our goals, and you heard Diane just say this, which I think is important, is we're trying to set you up for success forever, not just while you're in our program, which I know that sounds kind of crazy, because I know a lot of programs are like, just stay and no, our goal is you make so many good relationships in our program. You walk away with our program with a great sense of self and confidence and a full network of designers, so that in 6 months after the program, if you're not in it with us, that you could reach out to any one of those people and say, hey, this is what's happening in my silhouette shop. What's happening in your silhouette shop? So that you guys have that inside scoop. One of the pieces of our framework that people are most like, I cannot get that, the inside scoop. It's like it has to be created from experience. And so that's one of the things we try to create in our program.
And we see that in the squad meetings where, again, we're all at different levels, but if they're in a particular shop, it's how did you get in that shop? And they will talk about that. What is their experience in that shop? And even talking about, the summer sales are down. Oh yeah, no, mine are down too. So, oh, okay, it's not just me. So we can discuss these things, which again supports us and know that we're on the right track.
Yeah. And it's powerful. And even I started posting what my summer sales was. Someone asked, like, what's going on with your silhouette store? And I was like, this is how much I usually make. This is what I may have making this summer. And they're like, oh, okay. Like, I just think that inside intel from a huge group of people is so powerful.
It is. It's a really important part of our community.
Yeah. So tell me, what do you think that people who are attending their squad meetings, because people get busy, right? We have meetings every single week, and then the summer, it's a little bit, not as many people show up. But what do you think the ones who are showing up are getting out of their squad meetings?
Have you been dreaming of earning a master's degree or a design certificate that could lead you to launch your very own business? The University of Arts and Design has unique programs where you not only learn how to design, but how not to be a starving artist, which is why I created it. Join us in our upcoming Design Your Future event. Visit uad.education/designyourfuture to learn more about our students, discover the courses that we offer, and find out more about how you can become part of something truly unique in the university experience.
I think the most important thing is the support, and that whole, we call them sisters, like we're design sisters, even though it's a squad that they'll all, oh yeah, design sisters, but it's the consistency of support that I believe encourages them to keep going forward. Because when you are in isolation, because most of us, we have creative businesses, we work from home generally, and it is quite isolating. So it would be easy to say, do you know what, I'm not doing this, I'm not getting the sales, and you kind of give up. Whereas the consistency of the meetings is that they're bringing in their work, they might be sharing their work, they might be sharing how they are struggling, and so someone could come and say, well, no, that's happening to me too, so we just have to keep going. And I think that's the thing, and the accountability, because they know, like, I'll see designs and they'll say where they're stuck, and then you'll see it 2 or 3 weeks later, where we've seen a couple of them that have finished whole fabric collections now. You know, and one of them's about to submit to a fabric company. So, you know, how exciting is that? But by coming to those meetings, not only the mental meetings, but the squad meetings, they're getting that encouragement and that support, because we're all rallying behind all of them and each other.
Yeah, I think that is the thing, because I think it's so only so much that I say you're doing a good job. I think everybody wants to hear me tell them they're doing a good job, because they are. Like, seriously, every design suite member is doing a good job. But then to hear your peers tell you how amazing your work is, to be in awe of what you're doing, being impressed by what you're doing, I think that means a lot.
Yeah, it really does encourage each other along that way. And also some of them say, you know what, I'm really not sure about this, and I'm really struggling with this. And then suddenly the others will go, no, you have to do it. That actually is amazing. Or the most important thing is, when is it on sale? Because I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? The number of people, well, someone just posted in the community, well, I'm just going to drop name. Kenzie made this amazing quilt. Oh my gosh. Amazing. This beautiful quilt pattern. She's been working on it for months. It is unbelievable. It's so beautiful. And then she sewed it and actually made it, and it's gorgeous. And it's in time for autumn, which that was the other thing I was impressed with. Like, she stayed on track. And Christy posted in the community and said, oh my gosh, look what I just saw on my feed. And it was my girlfriend's quilt shop promoting Kenzie's quilt. And just that kind of like, and she was just like, I am so excited. I feel like I know a superstar. And I was like, that is exactly right. Like, that's exactly what we wanted.
Here's the thing though, if you saw Kenzie a few weeks ago in the squad meeting, who was unsure, I'm not quite, is this the place I need to go? How am I going to put this bit together? And she nailed it, and she consistently worked on it, and it is beautiful. And like, yeah, you want to go out and buy it. And by the way, if someone says that about your designs, statistically, that tells you that if someone else is going to buy it, I mean, you should be designing for yourself anyway. Do not design anything that you personally wouldn't buy. But if someone else tells you you're going to buy it, statistically, that says there's going to be another huge amount of people who will also buy it. It's just numbers. That's just a fact. So, you know, seeing that in the squad meetings as well, I mean, it's really exciting for me, but for all of them.
Yeah. And just that feedback, that constant feedback. And here's the other thing, as designers, because we're by ourselves, I think we get in our own heads and we tend to tell ourselves we can't do it. Things are negative, like whatever. And when you are constantly coming to meetings, and especially the squad meetings where multiple people are saying, you're amazing, this is awesome, you should do this. It is totally, some of you need this. Some of you who are listening to this, you are missing this and you don't even know you're missing this. Like, this is such an important piece. And here's the thing, I didn't even realize how important it was. Like, I didn't even know until I started I moderated a set of squad meetings. This is before Diane came on, because Sam was moderating them at the time, and Sam's no longer with us, which makes me super sad, but it's okay. And I moderated a whole bunch of meetings myself, and I was blown away, like totally blown away, because first of all, there were 4 squad meetings, and 3 of them, they asked literally the same questions. They were all talking about the exact same things.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
It's crazy. It is so crazy. And then second of all, just how insightful they all are with like where they are. Also the amount of doubt. Do you see that?
I think that's peculiar to us women. I do. I think it's a whole psychological mindset thing, but we tend to be self-doubters. And I think that's important when that is happening, that there are other women around you to say, no, You can do this. This is okay. You know, I've gone through this as well. So you're going to get the other side of that. And including, you know, we have a couple of members that actually have been very seriously ill, and they're slowly coming back. But for them, they've had to start from ground zero again. And that's really, really tough. And it destroys your confidence in what you were doing previously, especially when you've gone through a serious illness. So that was an important aspect, to actually say, you can do this.
Well, we have those with a serious illness, and then we have had several who've had family tragedies, like real family tragedies, like that has totally knocked them off their game. And that's the thing, like when I tell in a boot camp, like, you know, we're here for you for design, but we're here for you for other things too. It's that. It's like, you can come in with the family tragedy and we're going to support you in whatever way you need to be supported.
Absolutely. And actually, these are some of the aspects of Design Suite you can't quantify, and you can't really explain when you're describing your program, or you know, even the questions in bootcamp, you can't actually quantify some of this. It's an experience that you, once you become a Design Suite member, you go, oh my goodness, yes. And many of our members say that. I mean, literally, they say it's life-changing. And here's the thing, it's not just because they're learning design and they're doing well in their creative business, but it's giving them the tools and the mindset changes that help them do that actual job.
Yeah, 100%. I think the words, this is life-changing, I've heard, I can't even tell you. I get it in emails. I get it from members who are talking to me. I have, like, not testimonials, not where I wish I had all of those, because people don't, like, they will just drop in the community, like, this has been life-changing. And and I didn't know that's what we were setting out to do. And now that's my main goal. Like, my goal is to make you a designer. But if I can do all the other personal things in your life, and that's what, as a team, we discuss and want to have happen for them, then I'm here for it. Like, I am here for it. So,
because here's the thing, if you're doing those mindset changes, it means that you will be more successful in your design business. So it's crazy, that long forever thing. It's true though.
It's 100% true. Oh my gosh, you guys should be so glad Diane is here talking about this, because I know I try to talk about these things, but something about Diane and I having this conversation about our members, if you can't tell, we both exude love for the members. I think I wrote this in the community, like, I just feel like these are my friends. I did a Thursday training where I'm like in my living room, slouched over with my dog, I have a big water thing that I use, like everyone always sees me with. And someone said, I just feel like I'm in your living room with you, hanging out with you. And I was like, I just wish that's the way it really was. And virtually this is the way it is. But I'm just like, I feel like all of you are my good friends and we're just here learning design together. Do you feel that way, Diane?
It's definitely that. It's really, it's lovely. I don't want to sound too British, but it is. It's really lovely.
We don't like it when you're too British, Diane. It's the best.
It's heartwarming. But here's the thing, we're also getting goals achieved. We are achieving things. And that's the whole thing. So these are forever changes. They're not just, you know, as much as I love all the fuzzies and the love stuff, it's also real. So
yeah, and it's all about the journey of it, right? We just make the journey a much more pleasant process when we're not in competition, we're in community, right? And we make it a more pleasant process when you can make decisions quicker because everyone's behind you and you're just like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do that, right? So that's really such a big part of it. Diane, thanks for being on today. Okay, if you guys want to learn, I love having Diane on. I'm going to have Diane tell you a little bit about where you can find out more about her. But first, I'm going to tell you, if you are interested in Design Suite, we are a college level program. We have 17 courses and all the things. So we behave at a level that I've rarely seen in any kind of program, definitely not in design, but any kind of even business program out there that I've seen. So if you're interested in that, you have to come to a design boot camp. But if you want to learn more about the program, all you have to do is go to carinagardnercourses.com/design suite. And suite is SUITE, like a suite of products, not candy, sweets. So design suite, and you'll see if you scroll down, there's no pricing on that page. It says join a design boot camp. And that's where I like to make sure that it's a vetting process. We like to make sure that if you're coming into our program, you are the right fit for our program. Because you've heard us talk about how amazing our people are and our community is. We like to continue that. We want to make sure that we have those types of people still coming into our program. Diane, will you tell everybody where they can find you? Because you still design, even though you're on my team, you still design.
Yes, so you can find me on my website. All the information's there. It's dianerooney.co.uk. So it's Diane Rooney, all one word.
All right, you guys, you're going to love her stuff is so beautiful. All right, thank you for joining us. We can't wait to see you in a design boot camp, and we'll talk to you soon. Hey, did you know that you can visit me at makeanddesign.com to learn more about this podcast and join my VIP group for weekly freebies? I can't wait to see you there.